Chris Van Wyck was the General Manager for Motorrad Australia. After holidaying at Fraser Island, he just thought it was a great place to do some sort of custom motorcycle event. Leaving Bondi Beach, gathering at Pyrmont Footbridge, the ride had a police escort leaving Sydney all the way to Parramatta with green lights all the way. 5 days later, they ended up at Fraser Island. That was the catalyst for the first BMW Safari. It's a very powerful event for customers, very powerful event for BMW Motorrad in Australia. 30 years later, it's still going.
Well, good morning. We're about to leave. We're getting organised to head out from Leura. Beautiful day, so we're going to have a bit of fun. Everyone's really excited. There's a good vibe in the air. Yeah, so I think as far as route goes, I'm not too sure, but we'll take it as it comes. We're going to have some fun. Follow the arrows. Follow the arrows. Always follow the arrows.
This is number 4 for me.
Yeah, no, number 3 for me.
Okay.
They just keep getting better, don't they? Getting better.
Missed last year, but back again.
Yeah.
Feeling great, it's really good. Coming from the Gold Coast, it's a bit chilly down here, but it's awesome. You're always a little bit apprehensive the first day, but once we get into the groove, it's outstanding. But hey, you know, a bad day in the bike's better than a good day in the office.
This is my 15th Enduro / Safari. So, all been as good as each other. So, yeah, can't wait to get rolling.
But number 8, which is good. My number plate's got 8 on it, but my rider number's 080. I'm not going to change it, stick with 80. But yeah, it's good. But yeah, everyone's different.
I'm riding number 14, but believe it, I've paid 16 over the years. So
What happened there?
Just yeah, a little bit of detainee time. So we're now here, number 14, good old 47 rides again. And just looking forward to the day, the week, and catching up with old friends. It's just so much fun.
Day 1, we just left the Blue Mountains, Fairmont Resort. We've had a pretty awesome ride, lots of gravel, some good twisties, Bell's Line of Road, through the ranges, and along the river, and we've got to our first ferry crossing. And there'll be morning tea and fuel waiting for us at Wiseman's Ferry. It's about 135 k's into the day. Big queue here to get across, but luckily the ferry's got some capacity, so it won't take too long. And yeah, we're looking forward to rolling in this afternoon. Get day 1 in the bank. It's going to be a great week. So this being the 30th anniversary is probably my 41st or 42nd safari. They've all been memorable. I've met some amazing customers over the years. I've learnt a lot. I've become friends with a lot of customers. We've shared some amazing adventures, some incredibly good times, as well as some tough times. And that's just a sign of adventure. It's not always roses. Sometimes you're doing it tough, but at the end of the day, you're sharing incredible experiences in incredible locations, and it's very powerful and it's very enjoyable. So I feel very privileged to be involved with BMW Safari.
I'm nervous about nothing. I'm having too good a time, Leopold. We're at Wiseman's Ferry, one of 2 ferry crossings for day 1. I'm starting to get a little bit comfortable with this F900. I spoke to Miles, I said, "Mate, can we have a look at the suspension? I feel like I can get this thing turning in a bit better." He goes, "That's easy, mate. Just got to change the spacer." I go, "The spacer? Which spacer?" And he goes, "The space between the handlebars and the foot pegs," i.e. yours truly. So, see the funny side, bit offended, but anyway, we'll get over this bridge, have some lunch, we'll rock, we'll roll, we'll wheelie, we'll skid. Come along.
Where are we? We are... Where the fuck are we? I don't know, mate.
190k.
We're at 190 k's today. It's been a fantastic run through the forest. Quite loose, quite fast. Everyone's been riding pretty tidy. I've followed a few riders sticking to the left, which I'm very proud of. Weather's good, nice temp. Not too dusty. It rained, I think, yesterday or something. So, overall, pretty nice start to day 1. Haven't had to do any doctoring, haven't had to do any tech stuff even. So, cannot complain.
You know, just being part of something this cool, you know, a group of like-minded people on the same event, doing what they love, and that's what it's all about, is just being here to have fun and exploring what Australia's got on offer. It's awesome.
One boy. One boy pub, isn't it?
All black love.
One boy pub. Yeah.
Whole experience, you know, seeing everyone just enjoy the experience, you know, the camaraderie, the bench racing at night, you know, old friends catching up from previous events, and then just, you know, meeting new people and seeing the smiles at the end of the day when people get off their bikes, the helmets come off, and they're just so overjoyed with the experience. It's awesome.
At the state of me. At the end of day 1, 30th anniversary GS Safari. Following Miles Davis, he goes, "Look, we'll just take it easy on the ride home, boys. Fair dinkum, we've been banging off the limiter for about an hour now. We found this nice little circle pit. I tried to show off some of my donut skills, but Miles made a swift work of that. You'll send me some of that, won't you, Leopold? F900, what a thing. GS Safari, what a thing. That's only day one. I'll sleep well tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to be fresh, I'm going to be fit, I'm going to be slightly hungover, it's going to be sick. Let's go.
So we've just rolled into Lovedale, day one of the 2024 BMW Safari GS. So absolutely epic day. I was super lucky to get on the new F900 GS, which is an absolutely phenomenal machine, and smiles all day, people were loving it. We wrapped it up with this epic climb through some crazy washouts. Since the moment we've rolled in, there's so many stories about catching a bit of airtime, having a bit of fun. And I was just talking to someone, was saying one of the coolest things was we pretty much finished that part of the ride, rolled out, and we're straight into this venue, and time to do some bench racing. We're loving it.
Yeah, and a tip.
We're heading out to Port Macquarie tomorrow for day two. Heard the route's phenomenal. I know the riding in this part of the world is amazing, and I think we might even be in for a little bit of weather too. So that's what adventure's all about. We'll wake up tomorrow, we'll rip in, and yeah, looking forward to it.
This is number 5. First one was 25 years. Went up to Coffs Harbour. Fantastic trip. We've just been travelling easy. Just the roads, just taking our time, passing a few slower riders, but it's been great fun. Great. Well, I think we're just about to get into some country, so should be fun from here on. But yeah, good so far.
So we're just in Gloucester. We're about halfway through day two. We started in the Hunter Valley, and yeah, the ride's been pretty amazing this morning. Did about 100 k's of Beachy to get to the start of our dirt this morning. Nice flowy farm roads and open roads, and then we sort of went into this section along a river, closed in a little bit, trees everywhere, and like nice twisty dirt roads that brought us into Gloucester for a coffee stop, and we'll go from here and get to Port Macquarie at the end of the day, where we'll spend the night, and yeah, just carry on and enjoy the ride. On the cards, that's a good question. I think I've done some of what we're doing next, but I haven't really pieced it together. I haven't had a close look at the GPX files, but yeah, it's bound to be some more Safari gold. Also noticing the sky is getting a bit dark, and some of the boys just rolled in, and I noticed some water droplets on the bikes and on the visors, so the Gore-Tex will definitely go on from here and try and stay dry the rest of the day.
It was just lovely sweeping. Flying visit that was. Yeah, it was just very sweeping country roads. Some great views, fantastic views. Hills everywhere. That's Barrington Tops. First safari was quite intimidating. Cairns? It was Townsville, Cairns, wet, and wet. We've just looked on the internet. Looks like they're talking about some rain in this area over the next couple of days. So it'll be the fourth safari, and every one of them's been wet. We did Tasman, got drowned.
so we just like, it looks like it's actually going to be raining a fair bit, so I was like, I'll stop, I'll change gloves. He stopped, I'm like, hey, can you do my zips, I'll do your zips. So we undid all the back ones, which I couldn't do. So it worked out pretty good. So happy days, we've just dressed each other, so we've sort of got to know each other pretty well, just on the side of the road.
Doing great, doing great. Nice end of a nice wet day, but made it all through, made the cut-offs, enjoyed the ride. My first Safari was last year, got the hat to prove it, which was once dusty but now muddy. So last year was my first year with Dad. Don't know where Dad is, but him and he got me into it. He did Tassie the year before, and then I got this bike, had 900 Ks on my license and on the bike itself, and then did the Safari last year, loved it, came back, and now addicted to it.
Yeah, first Safari, blown away, so good, stoked.
First one was down in Tassie, Group 2, so smaller numbers, and same as last year, Bathurst, Group 2, so smaller numbers. This is the biggest numbers I've ever seen, and it's pretty hectic out there, but yeah, it makes for a lot of fun. Yeah, today was a cracking day.
Oh, I actually think the riding's better than I thought. There was some really good bitumen twisties today too, which I liked. So we had a real good bitumen riding, great off-road riding. Combo was, the route's fantastic. Routes are fantastic. Everyone loves the route. No, hats off to everyone who mapped that. That's terrific. Yesterday was great, today was better.
Safari, yeah. Yesterday got off to a bit of a shaky start. I ended up going off, just yeah, got into some loose, really deep loose stuff, and the front wheel hit something. It's deflected off to the right. So, but the boys, Benny came along and he saved the day, and he's tidied things up a little bit, and that'll be enough to get me home. And then just sort of, yeah, got back into the swing of it today. So, but it was good. Pity that we didn't get the last little loop in right at the end, but from what the sounds of it, I think there's going to be a few boys and girls out there for a little bit later into the evening. But yeah, all in all, yeah, good second day. Loving it. Just getting into the swing of it.
I think tomorrow we're starting in the rain. We're off to Tamworth. We end up to Tamworth tomorrow night.
All right, just here in Port Macquarie at the lovely Sales Resort, just wrapping up day 2 of BMW Safari 30th anniversary for 2024. Had a pretty good day out on the bike today. Led rode out this morning with Shane. Left about 5:30 this morning. Rolled in here about 1:15. Perfectly dry, which is a nice change for us, but looks like there's a bit of moisture around at the moment, so hopefully the rest of the crew get in not too wet. We have a good day tomorrow. Heading to Tamworth tomorrow, another 350 odd Ks tomorrow. I guess the crew's pretty much looking forward to that day. It's going to be a super day on the bike, and hopefully we don't get too much moisture overnight and we can do what we've got planned. Skip's history, Safari, started back in 2014 as a customer actually, so I think I did about 10 Safaris as a customer and helped the boys with off-road training for quite a few years before they picked up the contract for Safari, and now I have the opportunity as a staff member, not just a paying customer, to influence other people's experience in a positive light and make it as fun as we can and as safe as we can for everybody.
Day 2 of the BMW GS Safari 2024 30th anniversary is done. We travelled from the Hunter Valley to Port Macquarie this morning, around a 290-kilometre route today. We are here at the Sales Resort in Port Macquarie. Ride briefings going on behind me right now. I've got the route sheet in my hand. Off to Tamworth tomorrow, a 371-kilometre route. Everyone's super excited, had a really great day, a little bit of rain but didn't dampen the mood, and we're super excited to head to Tamworth tomorrow. Woo!
Just done a fair bit of twisties. A lot of it was really good because it was nice and dry. Then we just sort of had to slow down a little bit for the rain. But apart from that, it's been a really good ride. Oh, it's probably 7 or maybe a little bit more. Can't remember. Well, I just bought a little 650 Sateo and signed up for the adventure training, and then the people that were organising the GS Safari rang me up and said, did I want to sign up? And I said yes. And when I got there, I didn't know what I'd signed up for, but it was very good and I'm still doing them.
This is Kirsty, my daughter, and I've been doing a lot of safaris and boring them silly at home. And she's been studying for the last 4 years, and this is a present for that and getting through it.
It's good fun to get on a safari and give it a crack. It's very interesting, bunch of people, but it's good people. Been riding since I was about 10, but this is my first off-road trip, so it's good experience, good learning experience. 310's keeping up well.
So a lot of the people that are equal tragics that come along on all these rides, she's starting to put faces to names now, and yeah, she'll have a few war stories when she gets home.
I'm Ian Humphreys, coming from Harrogate, North Yorkshire in the UK. We heard about the Safari over a number of years. Every time you try to book it, it's almost impossible. So give it another go. We got on, me and my pal decided we're coming over. So we're here, fantastic. No, this is my first GS Safari, and it far exceeds my expectations, and it's just amazing.
Okay, so my name's Pierre and this is my brother Ollie, and Ollie's from Canberra. I live in Sydney, and we've come on this safari for the second time. We did it the first time in 2006. Ollie? 16. Oh, 16, yeah, sorry. And then Ollie's done some TS. So I did my first one in 2016, and then we also did the TS together in Tasmania in 2022.
What's it like riding with your brother?
Can be painful. We want to put that on. Don't audit that out.
Don't audit that out.
I made the mistake of getting comms.
Yes, and he sneezes and coughs and sputters and hacks.
at Port Macquarie this morning at the Sails, awesome resort. Now we're halfway to Tamworth, a nice piece of dirt on the way through. A little bit moist for a while, which made it a little bit more interesting going through some of the tighter spots, but absolutely awesome. To be honest, I don't know how many safaris I've done. I would think 15, 16. Some of them I've sort of done half, but we have various guests and so on with us as well. Somewhere around 15, 16, I would say. This is actually quite special to us, this 30-year anniversary, and I think also from a global perspective, because I do get a little bit of insight given what I do, what happens in the rest of the world as well. It's an event which is followed by many other markets. So when I go and visit other markets and have a look at what they've got on their video screens and the dealerships and so on, it's very often BMW Safari playing. So I think the crew here can be quite proud of the fact that they're international superstars, because they do feature heavily in many showrooms across the world.
Guys, what a cracker of a day. We are here in Tamworth. Nearly checked off about, I'm going to say about 85–90% of the riders, which is great. It was an awesome day out of port. The weather came through last night. There was heaps of rain, but it made the track unbelievable. They'd freshly graded it probably last week, so it was watered, graded, and heaps of grip. Really cool all the way through to Long Flat, and then when we got up in the hills, it was foggy, sort of like gorillas in the mist a bit. It was foggy, rainy, a little slippery up over the Oxley, and then we had a pot of gold this afternoon when we left Walker. It was about 80k of the most flowy, twisty, up and over some cool stuff. Seen you lads on the side of the road and ripped off a mega wheelie for you, so I hope you got some good footage of that. And yeah, just here checking everyone off, and got some tech support on the go. Going to hit Tamworth, have a good night, and we're going to kick on for an almost 500k day tomorrow. So yeah, again, another big day into Yamba tomorrow, 471k's. We're just here at rider briefing. Everyone's getting the lowdown. I think everyone should get out early tomorrow. I think we've moved the start window open, and it moves it a little bit earlier for tomorrow, so everyone can get out early and cover that 471k's in a decent time and get into Yamba and actually enjoy the location, because Yamba is a beautiful spot. You know, it'd be nice to get there and spend a little bit of time and maybe have a beer at the surf club in the afternoon and have some dinner and watch the sunset. So hopefully everyone gets in early and has a good day. And I've ridden the route a couple of times already, so it's a perfect day tomorrow. Really enjoyable day on an adventure bike.
Alright, so day 4, we're headed out of Tamworth to Yamba, 470 k's, biggest day of safari so far. Pretty nice riding this morning, heading into Armadale for the first stop, but yeah, super flowy, a bit of bitumen to start, but it's going to be a big day, so we need to make sure we organise our stops and make sure we got the right amount of fuel to get through it. So this is my second full safari riding. I spent a few driving around in a car or a van, but yeah, excited to be able to get into it now. I think I've got my head around it, understand how everything goes for the day, and yeah, starting to get a bit more confident with the riding side of things as well. I mean, it's pretty cool myself to come in and I suppose continue on the legacy of an event that's been going for 30 years that started the year before I was born, you know, the concept came from. So yeah, it's really amazing to see how we've progressed so far, building up from, you know, one ride event to begin, all the way through to the massive amount of events that we run. I think the highlight so far for me was probably the end of yesterday coming down into Tamworth. I'm on the new F900 GS and it was just the perfect bike, nice little flowy sections, started to get a little bit confident as well, which always helps. And yeah, I think that's been the highlight so far, and yeah, looking forward to making it through a big day today. It'll be my biggest ever day of riding a bike, so nice one to tick off the list.
Righto, we're here at the Golden Dog Motel, not far from Yamba, which is the end of day 4, which means day 5's nearly coming. Bit of a bummer on that. But what a day it's been. It's been raining a little bit, which settled the dust. But then in the clay stuff through the forestry, the rain made it very interesting. But then the sun come out, dried it out, made it super grippy. We had some awesome bitumen. Long day, 471k thereabouts today, so pretty solid day on the bike. I think we've still got about 50 or 60 to go. So yeah, it's been great. Customers are pumped. I was just sitting there catching up, having a soda with a few of the boys, and yeah, they're all fist pumping, having a great time. So far, Safari's been unreal. Looking forward to the last day. And yeah, getting ready to give away a 1300. Yeah, so we started running BMW's rider training in 2013. And then our first Safari was pre-Safari training in Tassie. So yeah, we were involved with BMW, and then we went on Safari as customers. Used to literally drop the credit card and come along as customers, which was unreal. We didn't have to work, but we always helped out because we love the whole scene and love everyone. So it's been great. We're a couple of dirt bikers that were running adventure bike training for BMW and sort of easing into that world and out of our motocross world, and went to Tassie on these big rhinos and didn't really know a whole lot about how it works, not like we do now anyway. And yeah, that was special. We ripped this double mono with a lake in the background, and it's been in videos and on shirts, and it was pretty cool. We don't even know how we planned that. It just sort of happened, and yeah, so that was iconic. Obviously the 2019 was really special. Some of the enduros have been unreal, and then this 30th anniversary, I think for me it's been great because our team, Anthea, Remy, Boothie, and all of our staff are such a good team that it's like clockwork. It's working really well, and you know, I finish every day and I'm super happy with how things are rolling, and yeah, it's just nice. So very special for me. I love being part of it.
We started today in Tamworth. A nice fresh morning, very, very cold for me as a Queenslander. Otherwise, having lots of fun. Mixture of bitumen and dirt today. The dirt's been fairly fast flowy. And we've just wound down to a beautiful river section with a really steep descent. Lots of fun, bit of clay and technical stuff. Lots of fun. We're finishing in Yamba for a big group dinner with our last night separated, and we're having a big night tomorrow night as we finish off the last day tomorrow. Yeah, we've actually got some of the old R100s with us this time. It's been really, really interesting to see them along. One of my good customers, Wayne Michaels, is riding his R100 Paris Dakar, having lots of fun as well with that on that bike as well. And then having the new 1300s just shows that bike progression over that time frame is incredible. But still that traditional boxer shaft drive and comfortable GS, and goes to show they can still do it today, no problem. So fantastic and lots of fun, and can't believe these guys have been doing it for 30 years. But what a country and what a place to do it.
Well, in total I've done 9 rides with BMW Safari. I think one of them's a TS, 2 of them's Enduros, and the rest is GS Safaris. Started in 2020 and yeah, just got hooked, love it. This is a 1990 model, so it's 34 years old. But yeah, from what I understand, it was a road ride mainly. But I would have loved to have been on that first one. Yeah, well, they were still selling these brand new in 94. So, I mean, a little bit of a different paint scheme, but basically the same bike. And I love the simplicity of it. Just airhead, no computers, so no electronics. Here's my ABS. So, it's a great bike to ride, and I'm glad I brought it.
I had a moment yesterday, but 2 or 3 kilometres an hour in the clay. I think a few did.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things.
Day 5, last day. We got an awesome 330 Ks from Yamba up to the Gold Coast. And the skies have opened up this morning, so we're about to ride out into some pretty heavy rain, which I don't really mind. Just makes sticking arrows a little bit more difficult than we'd like for the last day. We've got to dry everything off before you try and stick an arrow. But other than that, let's go and see what's in store once we hit some off-road stuff. I think the roads today are pretty all-weather. There's a lot of gravel in them, so hopefully we can stick to the route for the most part. And maybe this is just a bit of a storm blowing through, and we might see some sunshine later. But really looking forward to the last day. Let's get into Sanctuary Cove and celebrate 30 years of Safari.
So it's been fantastic. We've made new friends. We didn't know each other before the start of the week. I think we're now lifelong buddies.
Absolutely.
Already planning our next GS tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. The dirt and the bit of the slidey clay, a bit more technical. So much fun. So we know how much the male riders hate being overtaken by ladies, so we thought we'd just rub it in a bit more with our little birdies.
No, let's hope we're still doing it in 30 years though. I'll be pretty old by then. I'll be on my 1300 that I want to win tonight.
Yeah, you're going to win. Got fingers crossed.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Some pretty tired, fatigued riders out there today.
bit damp, a little bit greasy, a bit of diesel on the road for extra spice. We're about 160 k's into the day. Had to cut a little bit of the dirt out just because it was too treacherous, but everyone's keeping themselves upright so far. And yeah, just looking to get everyone home safe in one piece, and stoked on the mad trails out there. It's been absolutely stunning. We've seen all sorts. This has been a great finish to the week. This is number 5, I think. Got an enduro and a few safaris, so starting to get into the groove. All these little tweaks. The wet weather gear is actually working. Mostly I've got kind of soggy boots. Yeah, the earpieces, just the bits and pieces that.
It's not wearing this. It's got to cover the eyebrows.
I'm not a teenager anymore.
I told you. You've got to consent. Much better.
Yeah, so as you tweak all your little equipment bits, the whole thing starts to become more enjoyable. You can concentrate more on the riding, and you're not battling the elements quite so much. So yeah, each time you refine it and feel like you're getting more out of it, I suppose. I believe this is the longest running BMW Safari in the world, so it's quite an honour to be here. There's a bike being auctioned tonight, or being given away, so it's a pretty big event, and there's actually people here that have been here from the beginning, which is astonishing to think, and how the bikes must have changed in that time, and the knowledge of the trails and stuff, so, and all our tech, just amazing. So yeah, it's fantastic to be here for the 30th. Long may it continue.
Blow smoke into every little cell. If you all take what you want from me, I'll be torn, but you won't tell. A woman's design is divine. The door early on. I accept what is, I let go of what was, and I have faith in what will be. In 100 years or so, when you let go, I will mourn, but you won't tell. A woman's design is divine. One step left, with you all on my toes. Don't mind me, you can stay just as happy. I promise you won't tell.
Exciting. It's nice to do it with Dad. He's done quite a few, so it was really nice to be able to do it together, and made it back in one piece, and the bike's in one piece, so couldn't ask for anything more.
For me, it's pretty special actually. I met so many of the guys back in 2014 as when I was riding. Actually ridden 5 safaris myself. I remember meeting Ken, meeting Heather Webb and the Scotty Baileys and Tony Lennoxes. I remember those guys from that ride, and now, you know, they come on our events year after year, and they are mates. Like, we do get along. You know, we've had a couple of wines and a dance, and then ridden bikes side by side, and now they're putting their experience in our hands, and that's pretty incredible. Oh, I think there's too many. I think there's too many memories to share. Like, there's too many great ones. I say it all the time, and people probably roll their eyes at me saying that Safari feels like a family, but it really does. I have made and will continue to make lifelong friendships, and our team, honestly, they're just the best group of people ever. So working with them every single year on these events is, it's a highlight for me.
Here we are at the final dinner of this year's 30th anniversary BMW Safari. It's been a fantastic week with record-breaking numbers and 260 participants. It's had it all this week, everything from rain, mud, clay. We've seen the best that adventure riding has to offer. The vibes are high, we've got an incredible group of people behind us, and we're about to give away an R1300 GS trophy. We should go inside and have a look who wins.
135, Lance Chia, you got a new motorbike.